Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Today we're tackling something I know all of you have struggled with, staying focused while studying. Let's be honest, we've all been there. You sit down with the best intentions, open your books, and then suddenly 3 hours have disappeared into the TikTok void. Or maybe you've stared at the same page for 20 minutes, while your mind wanders to literally anything else. What if I told you that maintaining focus isn't about willpower, it's about strategy? Today, I'm sharing 5 research-backed principles that transformed my own study habits from scattered to super productive. By the end of this video, you'll have practical techniques you can implement immediately. Let's dive in. Principle number 1, the environment edge. The first principle is what I call the environment edge. Your physical space has a massive impact on your ability to focus. The science is clear. Your brain forms associations with your environment. If you always watch Netflix in bed, your brain associates your bed with entertainment, not sleep. Similarly, if you study in the same place you game, scroll social media, and chat with friends, your brain gets confused about what it's supposed to do there. Here's how to leverage this principle. 1. Create a dedicated study space that you use only for studying, not eating, not scrolling, not socializing. 2. Keep this space clean and organized. Clutter in your space creates clutter in your mind. 3. Remove visual distractions, face a blank wall if necessary. 4. Have everything you need within arm's reach before you start. My personal game changer was adding one sensory trigger to my study routine, a specific scent. I use a particular essential oil, only when studying. Now, when I smell that scent, my brain immediately knows it's time to focus. Real-life example. When my grades were slipping last semester, I completely redesigned my study area. I moved my desk to face a blank wall instead of the window, added a small plant for focus, and created a phone jail, a drawer where my phone goes during study sessions. My average study time before distraction went from 8 minutes to 45 minutes. Principle number 2, time blocking with intention. The second principle is time blocking with intention. Most students make the mistake of scheduling vague study sessions like study biology for 3 hours. This is a recipe for procrastination and burnout. Instead, be specific and realistic. 1. Break your study session into focused 25 to 50-minute blocks with specific goals. 2. Schedule these blocks when your energy naturally peaks. 3. Plan buffer time between blocks. Perfection is the enemy of progress. 4. Use the 3-2-1 method. Before each block, write down 3 specific things. 5 you'll accomplish, 2 resources you'll need, and 1 potential distraction you'll avoid. The magic happens when you combine time blocking with intention setting. Before each block, spend 30 seconds stating your intention out loud. For the next 30 minutes, I am focusing completely on mastering these 5 chemistry equations. Real-life example. When I was preparing for my final exams, I stopped saying, "I'll study all day Saturday." Instead, I scheduled Saturday 9 to 9:30 a.m. Review Chapter 3 key concepts and complete practice problems 1 to 5. My productivity doubled, and my anxiety about studying significantly decreased. Principle number 3, the focus funnel. The third principle is what neuroscientists call the focus funnel, strategically narrowing your attention to produce deep focus. Here's how it works. 1. Start broad. Begin with a quick review of what you've already learned. 2. Narrow down. Focus on new material or challenging concepts. 3. Laser focus. Apply what you've learned through practice problems. 4. Integrate. Summarize what you've learned in your own words. This approach aligns with how your brain naturally processes information. You're essentially warming up your neural pathways before diving deep. The key is progressive difficulty. Start with easier material to build momentum, then tackle the challenging stuff when your brain is warmed up. Real-life example. When I was struggling with calculus, I completely changed my approach. Instead of immediately diving into the hardest problems, I spent 10 minutes reviewing basic concepts, then 30 minutes understanding the new theorems, followed by 15 minutes of increasingly difficult practice problems. My comprehension skyrocketed because I wasn't trying to force my brain into deep focus immediately. Principle number 4, strategic distraction management. The fourth principle is strategic distraction management. Most advice tells you to eliminate all distractions, but that's unrealistic in today's world. Instead, be strategic about managing them. Here's how. 1. Use the capture method. Keep a small notepad next to you to jot down distracting thoughts or to-dos that pop up. 2. Implement app blockers during study sessions. 3. Utilize the 10-minute rule. If you feel an urge to check your phone, tell yourself you can do it in 10 minutes. Most urges pass within that time. 4. Practice the distraction push-up. Every time you catch yourself getting distracted, do 5 push-ups. The goal isn't perfection. It's awareness and reset. Every time you catch yourself getting distracted, celebrate that awareness, then gently guide yourself back to focus. Real-life example. I used to reach for my phone about 20 times per hour when studying. By implementing the capture method and the 10-minute rule, I reduced that to about 3 times per hour. The difference in my retention and understanding was incredible. Principle number 5, the recovery paradox. The 5th and final principle is what I call the recovery paradox, the counterintuitive idea that strategic breaks increase total focus time. The research is clear. Your brain functions in cycles of high focus followed by necessary recovery. Fighting this natural rhythm leads to diminishing returns. Here's how to implement this principle. 1. Follow the 52-17 rule, 52 minutes of focused work followed by 17 minutes of true rest. 2. Make your breaks active, not passive. A quick walk is better than scrolling. 3. Use contrast breaks. If you've been reading, your break shouldn't involve more screen time. 4. Practice micro-recoveries, 30-second eye breaks every 20 minutes. The key insight. Breaks are not a reward for focus. They're a requirement for sustained focus. Real-life example. During my most intensive study periods, I discovered that forcing myself to take proper breaks actually increased my total productive hours. When I tried to push through without breaks, I'd get 3 to 4 hours of increasingly ineffective study time. With strategic breaks, I maintained high focus for 6 to 7 hours. Let's recap the 5 principles that will transform your ability to stay focused while studying. 1. The environment edge. Create a space that signals your brain, it's time to focus. 2. Time blocking with intention. Be specific and realistic about your study goals. 3. The focus funnel. Strategically narrow your attention for deep focus. 4. Strategic distraction management. Plan for distractions instead of being surprised by them. 5. The recovery paradox. Use strategic breaks to increase total focus time. Remember, focus isn't something you have or don't have, it's a skill you can develop with the right approach. These principles aren't just about studying better. They're about building focus muscles that will serve you throughout your life. If you found these principles helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based strategies to improve your learning and productivity. Comment below with which principle you're going to implement first, or share your own focus tips that have worked for you. For those of you who want to take this further, I've created a downloadable study focus workbook that walks you through implementing these principles step by step. Check the link in the description. And remember, you don't have to implement all of these at once. Start with just one principle this week, and build from there.